Have you ever wondered what you need to prepare in order to give yourself the best chance of raising funding for your business? Well, in this video, we'll show you the 9 key things that every entrepreneur should prepare to give you the best chance of successfully getting investment into your business. Hello and welcome. My name is Thierry Clark and this is Investor Connected, providing you with the best tips and tools to help you grow your business. On this channel, we share our insights into the world of growth finance and provide you with strategies on how to increase your effectiveness at fundraising, along with direct access to investors and what they look for when investing in businesses. So, if you're new here and you find value, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the video. People often think that when looking for funding, the first thing that you need to do is get in front of funders. Whilst meeting potential funders is of course an important step, many entrepreneurs rush into these meetings without being properly prepared. Often they fail to explain their business effectively and cover the points that funders want to know about, the result of which is that they don't get the response that they're looking for. Remember that you often only get one shot when speaking to a potential funder, and if you don't make a good first impression, it's infinitely harder to get a second bite of the cherry. So, in order to help entrepreneurs be better prepared to stand out in front of funders, we at Investor Connected have developed the Funding Readiness Pyramid. Now, I don't mean this type of pyramid, or one like this. We're talking about our very own Funding Readiness Pyramid. What is this strange pyramid, you ask? Put simply, it's the 8 things that you need to prepare before you go and approach funders, as if you don't, you'll probably get caught out. So, let's briefly look at each one of them and see how they can help you when you're looking for funding. So, number 1, write your business plan. But Thierry, isn't that so old-fashioned? All I need is a presentation. Well, you could do, but going through the discipline of writing things down has a number of advantages. Firstly, it allows you to focus on the fundamentals of your business's proposition. Writing things down helps you to clarify your thoughts and convey your message in a much better way. You can read back over what you've written and get other people to comment on how you've communicated your message. When you create a pitch deck, people often get distracted with the graphical presentation and delivery, and more often than you would think, the core message can get confused or lost, as intuitively your mind fills in the gaps which may not be obvious to someone who has never heard about your business before. I've worked with lots of entrepreneurs that are charismatic and great presenters, and they manage to impress people with the passion that they show for their business. But when put in front of investors who are paid to analyse and pick holes in people's businesses, watch them crumble as they don't have the answers to the questions that those investors want to know. If you want an example funder-focused business plan template which contains the key information that investors will want to see, just check out the pitching system on Investor Connected, a link to which will be in the description below. Second is financials. Putting together a comprehensive set of financials is essential when looking for funding. You need to be able to describe your business in numerical terms, whether it's how many customers you have now or how many you're planning to acquire in the future, how much revenue you earn or plan to earn, or the unit cost of your operation. A funder will want to see your business through a financial lens. Now, I can see a lot of you roll your eyes and switch off as you think that numbers are boring. However, you need to keep in mind that as far as funders go, numbers are not just interesting, they're downright sexy. Investors and lenders love numbers because ultimately, behind the veneer of how much they value people and love being part of something exciting, numbers are how they will measure the success of your business. So, sharpen up your Excel skills and start working on those spreadsheets. Number 3 is getting the legal side of your business in a position that makes it suitable or attractive for investment. That means that the structure and the governance of your company should be such that it doesn't provide too many obstacles for anyone that's looking to provide funding. So, if you're raising equity, you need to ensure that your corporate constitution, such as your articles of association, are drafted well, that your share structure is clear and not too complex, that you have shareholders agreements in place that cover issues relating to the relationships with shareholders and the company, that you have all your shares correctly issued, and that your governmental or regulatory documentation is all filed correctly. If you're raising funding through a loan, lenders may also want to look at your corporate constitution, details of any collateral that you have, etc., etc. You need to have this sorted, as the legal framework of your business will outline the benefits, liabilities and protections that funders will have. So if you don't want to be in a position where a funder likes your business but your legal situation is either too complex or hostile to their interests, then it's advisable to review your legals and possibly consult a legal professional to ensure that these things don't scupper a deal. So once you have the first three fundamental pillars sorted, you can now look at the next layer of our pyramid, which feeds off of all of the things that we've discussed so far. Number 4, analysing those financials and putting together your valuation. If you're looking for equity funding, this is essential, as how much your business is valued at will determine how much of a share of your business you'll have to give away in exchange for that investment. If you value your business too high, investors may think that you're unrealistic and could even question your business acumen. But if you value your business too low, you may give away more of your business than you need to. So you should take some time to do this properly and not just stick your finger in the air and guess. If you need some help putting together a professional valuation, then check out the tools on Investor Connected, again, a link to which is in the description below. Remember, for investors, valuations are important, as the price they pay today has a huge impact on the return that they will make in the future. So spend some effort to get it right. Number 5, tax incentives. They say that the only two things that are certain in life are death and taxes, which is why making sure that you take advantage of any tax incentives which benefit funders is key. Those people that invest money in businesses tend to have a decent amount of money to begin with. However, if you can take advantage of local tax incentives, you'll make your business even more attractive to those investors. For example, in the UK, as of 2020, we have both the Seed Enterprise Investment Scheme for very early stage businesses and the Enterprise Investment Scheme for slightly more established businesses. If a company is registered with the tax authorities, they can provide investors in those businesses with a tax rebate of 50% for the Seed Investment Scheme and 30% for the Enterprise Investment Scheme. That dramatically reduces the downside risk for an investor, and so ensuring that you take maximum advantage of these types of schemes can be hugely beneficial. Number 6 is getting your marketing and PR in order. Now, more than ever, visibility is key. Every investor or lender will check out your online presence, your social media, whether you've been seen in the press, as they will want to know what you're about and how you're communicating with your client base. They'll also want to see if there's any negative red flags that appear against your name. This is especially important if you're looking to do a more public fundraise, such as through a crowdfunding platform. So making sure that you have a good public presence at the time you're fundraising can be very beneficial. And if you're not great at marketing and PR, there are lots of professional advisors and agencies that can help you out. With all the fundamentals sorted, this next layer of the pyramid will utilize everything that you've done so far to present your business to potential funders. Number 7 is your pitch deck or presentation. It's now very common when people are preparing for fundraising to start with their pitch deck, but from my experience, doing so is a mistake. Your pitch deck should communicate clearly what your business does and how it relates to customers and competitors, and most importantly, how it can make money for potential funders. If you've gone through the previous steps that we've discussed, then you're often much clearer about the key points that you want to get across in your pitch deck. Remember that pitch decks are graphical representations of your investment proposition. In general, pitch decks are meant to be presented and not sent, so you're limited with how much information you can show. So clarity and brevity are your friends here. The best pitch decks are the ones that really clearly show the fundamentals of your business and answer the key questions that a funder would need to know. Number 8 is a funder-focused explainer video. More and more we're seeing the impact of video in helping deliver informational content to people, which I guess is why I've now jumped down the YouTube rabbit hole. Anyway, creating a funder-focused video can help people to be more engaged with your business's investment proposition. You can also show a lot more in a video in a shorter amount of time than you can do in a traditional presentation. Whilst this is not a necessity in most formats of fundraising, it certainly is if you're trying to raise funds using a crowdfunding platform. Pretty much all of them require you to have a video. So make sure that you create one that is not describing your product, but rather describing your business as an investment proposition, and that's important. Remember your audience, who are investors, and what they want to see, a return on their investment. Showing the bells and whistles of all the features of your product is not going to give funders the information that they need. Your video needs to answer the key questions that investors have. After all, what you really want is to get face-to-face with them so you can discuss things in more detail. So make sure you cover those key points. Number 9, last but not least, you need to get access to potential funders. The first thing to do here is to look at your own network to see if your friends, family, and their circle of friends and family might be interested in investing. Having warm introductions is always useful. You can also attend specific pitching events and networking events to try and access those people that are outside of your immediate network. Then, of course, there's the good old cyber stalking method, using social networks like LinkedIn, Facebook, or Angel.co to target investors you think may be interested in your business. You can also use platforms such as Investor Connected and many others to find investors and apply to them directly. The more creative you are when approaching an investor, sometimes the better, as you need to stand out from the crowd. That doesn't mean finding out where they live, showing up to their house and trying to deliver your pitch through their letterbox, as that's probably likely to get you arrested. Just think of a creative way to get their attention in a non-invasive way. For example, I saw a budding entrepreneur who wore a sandwich board saying that he would buy anyone a coffee if they listened to his investment pitch. That got my attention. I sat down and spent some time listening to his pitch. But sadly, he wasn't as prepared as he should have been, and so he didn't get the response he was looking for. Which neatly brings me on to say that one of the biggest mistakes that we see entrepreneurs making is tackling funders before they're ready. This is the last step in the process for a very good reason. And I said at the beginning, you generally only get one shot with a potential funder, and it's extremely rare to get a second bite of the cherry. So make sure that you're prepared. It's essential.
You're confused. I mean, you're completely confuddled. I haven't got any questions for you whatsoever. I could not possibly invest and spend my time trying to work out the confusion that you yourselves haven't bothered working out the other side of those lift doors. I won't be investing. I'm out.
As you can see, not being prepared or clear usually doesn't end well. But if you've gone through all the previous steps in a comprehensive and thoughtful way, you should be able to handle anything an investor throws at you, and hopefully get that investment that you want.
I'm going to make you an offer. And I'm going to offer you all of the money, but I want 25% of the business.
Remember, it's a funder's job to make your life hard, to ask difficult questions, to probe and to prod your business's strategy. As if they invest, they'll be taking a risk, and they need to feel comfortable that you know what you're doing. There are no shortcuts when preparing for funding. You need to do your homework. Clearly define your business's strategy in written, graphical, and financial terms, and that's what will make you prepared when it comes to staring funders in the eye. As ever, we have lots of tools and information available on our website, investorconnected.com, so don't forget to check it out. that's about it for this video. I hope that you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button. And if you want to see more from us on all things business growth related, don't forget to subscribe as well. Take care and have a fantastic day.